adjourned.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Municipality of Monroeville's regular council meeting. Today is Tuesday, July 14th, 2015, approximately 7 p.m. If we'd all kindly rise for the Lord's Prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mayor Cinco.
Here.
Mrs. Gatos.
Here.
Dr. Griesbach.
Here.
Mr. Harvey.
Here.
Mr. Johns.
Here.
Mr. Clary. Mr. Duncan.
Here.
Mr. Wilson. Mr. Little.
Here.
Mr. Dice.
Here.
Mr. Lally.
Here.
Mr. Hugus.
Here.
Mr. Sedlak.
Here.
And for the listening audience and for those of you sitting here, Mr. Wilson is under the weather, and hopefully he gets better real soon. And Mr. Clary is on vacation, so. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll open up to public comment on the proposed agenda items only. Proposed agenda items only. Seeing none, we're going to move over to our presentation. And we have Amy Petrilla and Beth Silliman, along with Chief Cole, so if you'll come on up. And again, this is, they're both from Golden Living, and what a wonderful presentation we're going to have here today. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Amy, and as the director, you are the director, am I correct?
Correct.
All right, and we'll let you say a few words if you'd like.
Well, we just wanted to recognize all the support that the Monroeville Police Department has provided to us throughout the years, and how responsive they are to us. So we came across an opportunity for some grant money, and then we reached out to see if it was possible for the department to accept, and graciously they are. So we just wanted to present this $1,000 check to the department and say thank you.
What a wonderful gift, if you will. You want to say a couple of words? Sure.
It's a big check. Just so you know, Mayor, we've already spent it. No.
Why am I not surprised?
One of the things when I talked to Amy on the telephone, she said she wanted to give back to us, and she filed and did all the grant paperwork. So all I had to do was agree. And of course, on behalf of the Monroeville Police Department and our members, we thank her and thank the organization, Golden Livings. They're a very viable organization in our community. And in addition, we are going to put this toward our community safety type materials. So there'll be coloring books, things to hand out for the kids. So it's a good addition for the department. So again, thanks, Mayor.
Once again, ladies, I'll give them a nice round. Very nice. Okay, Council, we'll look at the approval of the minutes of the council budget work session of October 29th, 2014, the council budget work session of November 6, 2014, the council work session of November 6, 2014, the Citizens Night meeting of June 4th, 2015, the council work session of June 4th, 2015, and the regular council meeting of June 9th, 2015. Are there any further corrections or additions, council? Seeing none, is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Duncan.
Aye.
And moving our approval of our reports of our tax collections, once again, council, any additions or corrections? Seeing none, is there a motion on the floor?
Motion to approve. Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan.
Aye.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach.
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
And over to our payroll report, once again, council, any additions or corrections? Seeing none, is there a motion on the floor?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
And over to our list of bills and budget transfers once again, council. Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, is there a motion on the floor?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
And moving over to our vacancies, our boards, commissions, and authorities, once again, council, any appointments or nominations?
Mayor, I have two appointments.
Please, if you would, sir.
Yes, I'd like to appoint Dan Gerhardt to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Any others, there?
Yes, sir. I'd also like to appoint Leah Vonnewagen to the Convention Visitors Bureau.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Any other appointments or nominations?
I have a nomination, Jason Hitchman for Parks and Rec.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Any other appointments or nominations,
That's all.
council? Thank you. Moving over to bids and proposals. Mr. Lill, if you would, please.
Okay,
Before Mr. Little does get started, all of these items on our bids and proposals, the new business as well as the ordinances and resolutions, they were discussed fully at our work session last Thursday. Mr. Little.
okay, the first item is the Municipality of Monroeville 2015 road paving program, and requesting a motion to award the road paving program to Tresco Paving Corporation of Pittsburgh, PA for $290,193.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
And moving to our new business, if you would, Mr. Little, please.
Okay, the second is for the seal coat, fog seal, and crack sealing program, and the lowest responsible bidder is Suit Coat Corporation of Washington, Pennsylvania for $203,739.01.
Motion on the floor.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Now, Mr. Little, if you would, the consent agenda.
Okay, the consent agenda, under new business, as the mayor mentioned, we discussed this, and we had a conditional use public hearing on Thursday at the work session, and this is a request for an applicant is requesting a conditional use approval to construct a four-story hotel with 91 rooms totaling 57,730 square feet and associated site amenities. The property is located at 3936 Monroeville Boulevard in the C2 Business Commercial Zoning District containing 1.947 acres.
Motion on the floor.
I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Okay, item number 2 is for the same applicant for the site plan approval.
Motion on the floor.
Motion to approve.
Approve.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Okay, item number 3 is a subdivision, Cozumir and McDonald. Applicant is requesting final subdivision approval for the consolidation of parcel 859-B-8 and 859-B-14 to create one lot totaling 1.0464 acres. The property is located at 115 Briarcrest Drive in the R2 Single Family Residential Zoning District.
Motion on the floor.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Little.
Okay, item 3 is 15-5 subdivision, the Catholic Cemeteries Association of the Diocese of Pittsburgh, Ernest Orsatti. Applicants requesting a final subdivision of parcel 544-R91 to create lot number 1 of of 1.97 acres and lot number 2 of 1.8293 acres. The property is located at 733 Patton Street in the S Conservancy zoning district.
Motion on the floor.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Little, if you would.
Okay, item 5 is 15-7ST. It's the same applicant as the previous one, the Catholic Cemeteries Association, and this is to construct 2 mausoleums and associated site amenities at the same address on Patton Street.
Motion on the floor.
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
And now moving over to motions, if you would, Mr. Little.
Okay, item number 1 is to approve the rock salt agreement between the municipality of Monroeville and Cargill Incorporated with the through the Shaycog Purchasing Alliance for the winter season of 2015 and 16 in the amount of $69.29 per ton.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a question. This is less this year, correct?
It's $10 per ton less, significantly less.
That's a good thing. That's all I have.
Any other questions or comments, council? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Little, if you would.
Okay, item number 2 is pursuant to a conversation that took place at the work session, a motion to place a no truck traffic except local delivery sign on Ruth Drive.
Motion on the floor.
Correction. I think they wanted it at Bruner and Beatty.
I believe he's right.
Okay, Bruner and Beatty.
Yes.
Bruner and Beatty.
Well, on Bruner, at Beatty, both sides.
That is
Bruner
correct.
at Beatty. Okay.
On both sides.
Both sides. I'm going to read that back in the record.
Sure, yeah. Okay, motion to place a no truck traffic except local delivery sign on Bruner Drive at Beatty,
Correct.
On both sides.
on both sides. Okay.
Motion on the floor.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
If you would, Tim,
Okay,
resolutions.
resolutions. Number 1, a resolution adopting the Hicks Monroeville LLC Holiday Inn Express Sewage Planning Module.
Motion on the floor.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Little. Mr. Dice,
Yes,
ordinances, if you
first
would.
ordinance is an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville amending ordinance number 848 regulating parking on Bowling Green Drive.
Motion on the floor.
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan?
Aye.
Mr. Johns?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Dice.
Next is an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville electing to amend the municipal pension plan administered by Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement System pursuant to Article 4 of the Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement Law, agreeing to be bound by all the provisions of the Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement Law as amended and applicable to members' municipalities.
Motion on the floor.
Is there a question in the wording?
Before
of
we
it?
go to
Oh, I'm sorry.
comments, motion on the floor, council.
Motion to approve? Second.
Okay, now questions or
discuss.
comments. Thank you.
Is there a question with the wording on this?
Correct. This wasn't talked about on Thursday at the work session. However, there is it's not minor, there is an error, we'll call it, in the language in the definition of a final average salary. So Joe Sedlak and I have been talking with Pennsylvania Municipal Services, and we're getting that rectified. However, I'm requesting council, as I've mentioned to them, to table this for this evening, and hopefully we'll have this back on the agenda for August.
Council, there's a request to table. Would we rescind our motion in second?
No, you can leave that on there.
Oh,
Now, a
can we
motion
go
to
on?
table in a second takes precedent.
Okay. Is there a motion to table?
Motion to
Motion.
table it.
Second.
Questions
Now
or
you-
comments?
Now, you vote on the motion to table, that's,
All right. Roll call, Sharon, please. This is for tabling.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach.
Aye.
Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Mr. Johns.
Aye.
Mr. Dean.
Aye.
okay, the matter's tabled.
Yes.
Third is an ordinance of the municipality of Monroeville authorizing the proper borough official or municipal officials of the municipality of Monroeville to enter into an agreement with the Monroeville Volunteer Fire Companies with regard to purchasing of fire equipment and providing financial assistance.
Motion on the floor.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, Sharon, please.
Mr. Duncan.
Aye.
Mr. Johns. Mr. Harvey.
Aye.
Dr. Griesbach.
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
That's all I have.
Thank you. And now we'll move over to reports of our municipal staff. And Bruce, any other words of wisdom?
No.
Tim? you
Okay, I
a couple
have
items.
3 FYIs for council. As I mentioned at the work session, the audit would be presented to you, and the audit has been given to council, and I will be in the process of scheduling meetings with the Finance Committee and Pete Van Cherry of Hozak Inspect to sit down and go over the audit and the particulars of that. So it's there for your review, and the Finance Committee will get back to the rest of council on the audit. Item number 2, unless any council has any questions on the audit here this evening.
Seeing none, move on.
Okay, item number 2 is the Turtle Creek Valley COG lease, which is obviously in the municipal building. Their lease expired in 14, and the lease says it's at the discretion of the lessee, which is the COG, to renew that, which I've received a letter from Amanda Settlemeyer to renew that, and so it's kind of taken care of itself. Right now, they pay $1,600 per year. Is it per year? Yeah, per year. Per month, excuse me, per month, and for the leasing of the offices in the municipal building. So that is an FYI for council. Council, have any comments or questions about that?
I just think it's good that they're there with us, that's
Yeah.
all. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, item number 3 is that staff is going to be seeking additional health benefit quotes for 2016 to sharpen our pencils and to go out there and see what the health benefit quotes are for, and obviously they have to be the same as or similar as per the CBAs that we have here in the municipality. So other than that, that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Is that Gallagher, Arthur Gallagher?
Yeah, I mean, in addition to Arthur Gallagher, in addition.
Good. All righty, and we'll move over to Paul. Any,
No comments.
that was quick.
Yes, sir.
I like it.
Sean?
I'm just offering if anyone has any questions or comments about the report I gave on Thursday. I'm willing to take questions.
Let me ask this, Tim, that is on our website?
I can't say definitely, I haven't seen it.
Can we
I
get to
believe
make
it.
sure that's
Oh,
on
yeah,
for residents to
definitely,
review,
yeah.
if you would?
Okay.
Okay. We'll move over to public comments on any municipal item. Would anybody like to address council on any item that you would like? Doesn't have to be on this agenda, whatever you want to bring up. Seeing none, we'll close that proportion of the meeting. We'll move over to reports on council. Steve, I'll start off with you this evening.
You know what, I have nothing this evening, Mayor.
Very good. Jim?
Yes, sir. A couple things going on at the convention center. Half-price books, Friday, July 17th through the 19th. Mount Ararat Baptist Church is having a tailgate on July the 26th. Steel City Con will be there Friday, August 7th, 8th, and 9th. And as I said the other day, and I'll just repeat it quickly, for all the folks that helped put that July 4th parade together, thank you again. A special thanks to Harold and Izzy, taking their life in their hands. I was there watching with all the volunteers, went up and down Route 22 painting the road with all that traffic. That wasn't easy, God bless you. With that, I'm done.
Ron, if you would.
once again, great parade to the committee, everybody that worked on it with Mr. Johns. I reported on some of these things Thursday, but I want to reiterate them in case people weren't watching. Mr. Hugus had looked up the ownership of the property at the corner of Franklin Heights and Center Road because it was not being cared for, discovering that most of it belonged to the church, but there's two slivers that, I mean, very small pieces that belong to Franklin brokers who can't be found as of yet. I assume, Paul, we still...
Yes, I need to get that information to Mr. Dice.
Okay. The other thing is that we get a publication in our mail, and I don't remember the title to it. Mr. Little does, the magazine.
Pennsylvania Boroughs Association, Borough News.
And in the back of that, there's a question and answer segment that I seem to find interesting, and it asked if nonprofits, including senior centers and volunteer fire departments, could receive lower electric rates. And the answer was yes, according to Act 103 of 1985. So not only should the fire companies check into it, but we should check into it for the senior center. I still need engineering to check out the possibility of some construction and waste disposal at the end of Hazel Drive. Not that they haven't done it since Thursday, but I just wanted to reiterate to the residents there over the hill that are getting the residue that we're going to be checking into that, and timbering and construction, et cetera, seems to be going over the hill and causing them a water and flooding problem. As I do every month, some of the expenses for last month, we spent $19,450 on mapping and dispatching software.
I agree.
There was $1,242 to David Heiser to calibrate the police cars and stopwatches for speed enforcement. An update to the municipal code publications was $4,550, and the third quarter workman's comp was $76,590. I also wanted to request that the manager, maybe me and him get together, maybe we could put out a short, brief letter informing the McLeod Road residents and the streets around that about what the plans are to finish that project, because not everybody has heard what we've announced several times, which is we're going to Band-Aid it this year and fix it properly into spring. And last but not least is I've gotten several complaints on the website. I was wondering who takes care of that, the IT person? I mean,
Andy goes.
okay. I guess about it being up to date, so maybe we could have them watch it a little closer. Other than that, I am done. Oh, wait, sorry. I had a resident call me about a hazardous situation on the sidewalk in Edgemead. They advised me that Mike Adams in the Public Works Department came over, did a very nice job in fixing the problem, and they were timely, and I wanted to thank Mike and the Public Works Department for doing that. Also, down in Glenwood, they replaced and repaired a stormwater pipe, and those people also wanted to thank them.
Vicky, if you would. Thanks, Ron.
Yes, Mayor. I just wanted to update council on what was discussed at Thursday as far as the Soccer Association and some of the field conditions. We had our Recreation and Parks Advisory Board meeting on Monday, and one of the problems we were having this year with fields is, with probably everyone's yard, is all the rain, which means excess growth, and with the mowing, there's clumping of the grass, which leads to difficult playing conditions. So we're just trying to work out with soccer how to take care of that best. Unfortunately, Public Works doesn't have bagging capabilities, and to rake those fields would take months. They can sometimes mow over the grass twice, but it has to be dry, which we rarely get more than one day of dryness. So the long story short is that we need to, as Soccer mentioned on Thursday, just communicate a little bit better, because Public Works does a great job with fixing things and maintaining things. However, if they don't know there's a problem, they can't fix it. So we really have to make them aware. So moving forward with these type of issues, we encourage the associations or even residents to contact us and let us know if something's not quite right, because what's right for somebody might not be up to par for somebody else. So just let us know, and we'll get it taken care of as quickly as possible. And there's many avenues to do that, whether it's through your council person, the mayor, Mr. Little, Paul Estock is our parks coordinator, Mike Adams, our superintendent of public works. A lot of people you can call, so just contact somebody and we'll get things taken care of. Speaking more about recreation and parks, summer concert series continues this Sunday at the Community Park West at the Tall Trees Amphitheater. It is sponsored by UPMC East. This Sunday is the band Red Hand Patty. They are a Celtic rock band. So they're starting at 6:30 p.m. They play from 6:30 to 8:30 this Sunday, July 19th at the amphitheater. Come out. They always have a really nice event there at for the summer concert series. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, sir. Linda?
I'm going to again mention the neighbors of Mellon, Plan, and Boyd Hill are having their first ever neighborhood yard sale. So this is the first time they've ever done it, so I'm guessing a lot of people have a lot of stuff stockpiled. So if you're a yard seller, this will be held on Saturday, July 25th from 8 to 3. And the Senior Center will be having Membership Appreciation Week, the week of August 10th to the 14th. And they will have something different every day to basically say thank you to all the people that come. And lastly, I just wanted to bring up something. Our community always seems to pull together and really help each other out when there's a crisis within. And there happens to be a benefit spaghetti dinner for Chrissy Douglas on July 18th, this Saturday. You may have heard of her mom, Firewoman Pat. She's been very instrumental in getting word out with the children and all of that. So she, Chrissy has numerous aunts and uncles that are also volunteer firemen within the community. But there's the information is up on the screen. It will be held at the Monroeville Fire Company number 4 from 6 to 11. Tickets are $20, and it will be spaghetti dinner, beer, and mixers, and it's BYOB. And if you can't make it, there are donations being taken by the S&T Bank. So if you can come out, there'll be baskets and 50/50s, and let's help each other out when someone is having a bad time of things. So with that, that's all I have.
Well, thank you for that, Linda. That's all I really have. So again, just enjoy your summer, and hopefully it stops raining. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.